Hello everyone, Sniping is Fun here, and I welcome you back to the next Super Smash Bros. Discussion video. And for those that haven't seen my recent Sonic versus other Sega representation discussion I just recently recorded like a couple minutes ago, this is going to be done in the style of something new, something different. I'm not going to do this all the time, but I am going to try to do this every once in a while, not just for Smash Brothers, but for other video discussions and topics and relaying information to you and updating you and whatnot, because I could do it this way too, and at least it makes it somewhat different compared to just me talking in front of a camera, sometimes having visual aid, and that's going to be me recording gameplay off the PS4, because currently that's the only thing I can currently do it on, because the PS4 is the one that allows it. If I can ever find a way to do it with the Switch, I will do it, or the next PlayStation, or old Nintendo systems, or whatever. I will do it for you guys, but currently I am cheap, and the easiest way to do it is what's built into the system on the PlayStation 4, and that is recording video footage or doing live streams or whatnot. But this is going to be a form of a discussion where I'm going to be talking to you via my headset that I have, my microphone I have here for my PlayStation 4, and I'm going to be talking over gameplay while I am playing. This is currently Shantae Risky's Revenge, the deluxe edition on the PlayStation 4, and this is going to be a video on why do people want Shantae in Super Smash Brothers. This will be just done like it's pretty much the same type of video as I did with Shadow the Hedgehog, Geno, Minecraft, Steve, and Waluigi. I have numerous characters I want to talk about, and while lately it's been mostly a lot of characters that, while super requested and super popular, I am negative on sometimes, and I go more so in the route of I don't understand why people want said character. That's not what all of these videos are going to be about. Not all of them will be me inevitably wanting to say, no, I don't like that character, I don't see why people want that character. Sometimes it's going to be the opposite, and this is going to be the first of that. So to be fair, like I said, I normally do on those videos, I normally talk about both the pros and the cons, the positives and negatives, the left and the right, the side that wants the character, the side that doesn't want the character, and why the character makes sense and why the character doesn't make sense. This is Shantae, Way Forward's iconic half-genie hero, and why do people want her in Smash Brothers? And since my main stance on this is I agree with the people that want her in, I guess I'm going to have to start the opposite this time and kind of talk about the negatives and why she doesn't make as much sense as, say, other characters. Now, to be fair here, and I'm going to say this about Shantae, she isn't really the biggest choice I would ever include for a third party in a Smash Brothers game. There's a ton of third parties there, but the main thing going against Shantae right now, and the main reason why I don't really get as much of an obsession with her, too, is that there are other third parties that, aren't, that are more important to gaming than her, are more iconic, are more deserving, are more whatever. Like, I'm going to be fair here. There are other ones that deserve it probably before her. Does that mean it doesn't that it takes away from her chances and that she doesn't deserve it? No, but there's like other third parties that deserve, especially because they're more iconic, have been around gaming a lot longer. Also, like, here is the biggest negative I could ever probably say against Shantae. The biggest negative is right now we currently don't have an indie character in Smash Brothers. No indie character whatsoever. There's a lot of indie characters that make sense for it. There's a lot of indie characters that people push for and request a lot. Yeah, sure. But the biggest thing going against her, and I think the biggest negative and why she doesn't make as much sense, is we still have yet to see any indie representation really in Smash Brothers. And Way Forward is technically an indie studio. I mean, the series started off being, published by Capcom. The first one back in 2002, the Game Boy Color game of Shantae, is a Capcom game. But ever since then, Way Forward has been doing it themselves. And we haven't seen it as much as people want, like Shovel Knight, or, Gunvolt, or, Shantae here, or Quote, or, Hollow Knight, or, a lot of multitude. Minecraft Steve, who I basically mentioned in my video on him, he counts, even though the Minecraft series is owned by Microsoft now, Minecraft has always been kind of like its own studio. The company was always by itself, and Minecraft, it was technically, and is still technically to some extent, an indie franchise, an indie game, because it was only recently, within the last couple of years, bought by, you know, Microsoft. So, like, we have not... The biggest reason why I think people pushing for, say, indie characters like Shantae not being as much making sense to me is... And why I would say a negative against people pushing for her so much is because we haven't seen something like that. Also, like I said, there's other franchises I would personally assume would make more sense. And she, to be fair, she isn't super well known. Like, Shantae's been around for 18 years now, and that was 2002 when the first Game Boy Color game came out. But, like some people still don't know who she is. But that's the thing, though, is like she's still well known. See, that's the difference. Is like it's weird because it's like she's in that realm where I would say she's known, but she's not super popular. But in terms of the indie gaming scene, she's fairly well known. So it's like a mixed thing there. But like I said, the indie gaming scene isn't the only gaming scene, so that's also kind of a negative. I don't know. But like I said, those are pretty much the only things I can think of that are negatives for her. Like, she's not super well known and super popular. The franchise isn't super well known, so I don't know if they would really want to add it to Smash Brothers. There's other third parties that deserve it before her. There's a lot of more iconic franchises: Ninja Gaiden, Contra, Yakuza, multitude I think that might deserve it before her. The Tales franchise, even. A load of numerous third parties, big and small, like that I think deserve it before her. And also, indie gaming has yet... I mean, it's represented in terms of like assist trophies and in spirits and whatnot. Shantae is currently a spirit in Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's a pretty big jump from having nothing to having at least that. You know, Shovel Knight is an assist trophy. Like, indie representation is thrown in through like music, thrown in through Mii costumes like Undertale and Cuphead. You know, the assist trophy of Shovel Knight, the spirits for someone like Shantae and whatnot. But we have not seen a legit representation such as characters or stages or anything really of major note in Smash Bros. From indie franchises. The most we've seen is like a Mii costume, an advanced Mii costume with the music for like Undertale and Cuphead, but anything more like that, like a character. So I think that's the biggest negatives I would say towards why I don't think it makes sense that people are pushing for no indie representation yet in Smash Bros. Of significant notes as an AKA a character. Other franchises make more sense way before Shantae. And also, she's super not well known. She is and she isn't, so I think that's kind of a knock against her. And that's about all of my things for negatives. Now, in terms of positives, in terms of the reason why I think it makes sense to add her to it, and why I could see why so many people want her in Smash Brothers. She is, like, for indie gaming, in my opinion, and I know people would disagree with me on this, and I've seen it on Facebook, I've seen it on YouTube, I've seen it everywhere, like, else. In my opinion, the definitive choice, if we ever got an indie character in Smash Brothers, the definitive choice, in my opinion, would be Shantae. She's like the queen of the indies. She's also one of the oldest indies. I think the only indie that's close enough to her in age is probably Quote from Cave Story. I think he's like the only franchise, the only character that's probably as old as she is. Like, most other indie characters are like only a couple years old to maybe 10 years old or whatnot. She's 18 years old. Her franchise is 18 years old from an indie standpoint. If we ever got an indie character, I think she is the definitive choice because she's the most long-running one. And like I mentioned as a negative, and this is a double entendre here, like, it's basically a positive too. Like I said, how she's not super popular, she's also pretty popular in the indie gaming scene and in her own specific franchise, and she is well known enough that people will at least recognize her from a visual standpoint and can easily say, like, oh, I know who that character is and whatnot. And at least she's recognizable. I'm sure some people have, you know, at least can recognize her from design. In fact, you know how I draw and do my art and whatnot? I have drawn, and I've shown this on my YouTube channel, I've drawn a picture of Shantae. One of the times I went to a craft show, she was recognized on my art table. Someone's like, oh, that's Shantae. You know, they knew the character because they've seen her just in my art piece, like I'm selling. Like, she's fairly well known, at least enough that I think it would warrant her at least to be in Smash Bros., which would then raise her series popularity even more. And like I said, I think she's the queen of the indies. I think if there is an indie representation ever added to Smash Bros., it would be her. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, but Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight's this big thing from Yacht Club Games, and it was everywhere. It's on Nintendo, on the 3DS, on the Switch and Wii U, and then there's PS4, and it's everywhere. I love Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight's a freaking awesome game, but here's the problem with that. Right now, it is straight up one game. Yacht Club Games has not jumped on making a Shovel Knight 2 or anything else. They just added to multiple systems with extra little DLC, extra little stuff like that. And it's like, and that was years ago. That was like 2014 to 2017 range. There hasn't been really anything new for Shovel Knight in some time. So, in my opinion, Shovel Knight, until Yacht Club Games starts making more games, he really doesn't have much going for him. Shantae just got a new game like end of last year, 7 Sirens. In 18 years, Shantae has 5 games. 5. It's going on the 5th one, and it's popular enough. Way Forward is going to continue. We're going to get a Shantae 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This series is popular. It's probably the longest running indie franchise out there. That's what I'm saying. She's the queen of the indies. She's popular, she's like in her own front, but she's also popular at least being semi-recognizable, which included in Smash Brothers would make her even more recognizable. She's like one of the definitive indie characters, and like moveset potential, I could see why people want her. Like, she would make such an interesting moveset. You have stuff to throw in from the first Shantae game, from Risky's Revenge, from Pirate's Curse, Half Genie Hero, 7 Sirens. The music you would get from this game series, Dance Through the Danger from Half Genie Hero, is fantastic and deserves to be in Smash Brothers. You have like all this other music. You have any stages like Scuttle Town and whatnot. You have like her moveset potential, her using her genie powers, her dancing powers, her transformation powers. She could use pirate stuff like a freaking pistol and the pirate hat and the cannon, and her dance moves, like I said, and all the genie magic and all this other stuff. And she has like moves, and she can use like this little saber sword in her hair, and then like all the dance moves. And she could, I didn't even know she could do this. Look at this. Like, that's an easy dodge in Smash Brothers. Like, every character has something almost like this. It fits right in. Like, I think I could see why people want her so much, and I'm not the biggest fan of the Shantae series. Don't get me wrong, I love the series, but like I said, unlike some people who grew up with it, I never played Shantae till about Pirate's Curse. That was the first time I played Pirate's Curse, Half Genie Hero. I had to go back and play like the original, and go back and get here with Risky's Revenge and whatnot, because I never really knew about much. It was like almost like a cult classic at the time, an iconic thing. But I think since it started, it's become larger than just being a cult classic, and I think it warrants it, in my opinion. I can see why people want it. That's the positive. That's the reason why I think it makes sense. She's like queen of the indies. She's popular. It's growing popularity. Been around a long time. Moveset potential up to crazy. There's some characters people recommend that don't really have super big moveset potential, but this character that people go gaga over, Shantae here, she has so much moveset potential. You could make maybe 2 movesets for her non-genie form with the pirate stuff, in her form with the genie magic. Just find a nice balance between the two, and you have easy moveset potential. So in terms of people going crazy for this, and like, why do people want Shantae in Smash Brothers? I agree with them. I think she deserves it. Why do people want her in Smash Brothers? Her franchise is fun. They love her franchise. It's a fun franchise that's been around a long time, that's been growing, major, since 2002. It's been popular enough to warrant a spot in at least a sticker in Smash Brothers. People love her games. They look forward to her games. People were going crazy when 7 Sirens was announced. That alone right there is at least where, at least in her fan base specifically, there is a there is a popularity for her as a character in Smash Brothers and moveset potential. I can see why. The negatives, yes, she like an indie character hasn't been included yet, but there's always a first time for everything. We never had third-party characters till Smash Brothers Brawl. You know, there's certain first times for everything in Smash Brothers or otherwise. Like she's not super popular, but she's popular in her own front, and there's certain characters they've added to Smash Brothers that have been less popular than her, and they grown popularity because they were added in Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers is a popularity boost times a million. And like other characters above her, yes, that's still a negative I think against her. About like there's numerous characters I include before her, but does that mean I'll never include Shantae in Smash Bros. At all? No, I think she just deserves it at some point. In Ultimate, probably not, but maybe Smash Bros. 6, 7, 8, like the next game or two, I could definitely see it by the time we get a 6th or 7th Shantae game. Like, if she doesn't make it in this one, which there's still a small chance she might be one of the remaining characters in the second Fighter Pass, but it varies from there, I don't know. That's just what I'm saying. There's pros and there's cons, and this is the first time I've actually done a video where, like, for why do people want insert character here in Smash Brothers, where I would totally agree with them, and I'm on the positive side of wanting to see the character people recommend. I don't get Waluigi all that much, I don't get Shadow, I get Minecraft Steve, even though I don't personally want him, and I get Geno, even though I personally am not the biggest fan of wanting him. But this is definitely the first character I've done in a series like this where I wholeheartedly agree she deserves to be included in the game. And that's about it. Put in the comment section what you guys think. Do you guys want to see Shantae add to Smash Brothers? Yes or no? And put it down there and discuss it. And also, what do you guys think of videos like this where I'm talking in front of like me recording video here on my PS4 and, you know, go from there. Like, do you guys like these videos? You want to see more of this type? Because I'm planning on balancing it out between me talking in front of the camera, usually having the visual aid once I can print those off again, and also doing videos like with this, because this is a fun concept, and it's just going to take some time for me to get used to jumping between gameplay and also talking to you when I'm not doing like a let's play where I'm focusing on the game itself. So yeah, put in the comment section what you guys think. Shantae, yes or no for Smash Brothers. We'll go from there, and I'll see you ladies later in the next Smash Brothers discussion and other videos. My name is Time is Fun. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you all later in the next video. Bye, everyone.